Hi everyone, this is a scariest story by MJM, and today's horror story is about the terrible Godzilla who has set the city on fire again with his brutal attacks. So please stay with me until the end of the story. In the heart of a forgotten city, shrouded in an eerie silence, stood a towering behemoth, its monstrous form casting an ominous shadow over the desolate landscape. This was Godzilla, the king of the monsters, a creature of immense power and destruction, whose very presence instilled fear in the hearts of all who dared to gaze upon him. For decades, Godzilla had ruled this forsaken realm, his reign marked by chaos and despair. The once vibrant city had been reduced to a crumbling ruin, its street leader with the remnants of a civilization that had dared to challenge the monster's dominion. The few remaining inhabitants of the city, haggard and fearful, lived in constant dread of their monstrous ruler. They huddled in their crumbling shelters, their eyes wide with terror as they listened to the distant roars that echoed through the night. One night, as the city lay bathed in the eerie glow of a full moon, a young woman named Yuki ventured out into the streets. Her heart pounded with fear, but her curiosity gnawed at her, driving her to explore the ruins of her former home. As Yuki crept through the deserted alleyways, she could feel Godzilla's presence looming over her, a palpable sense of dread that sent shivers down her spine. The air crackled with an unnatural energy, as if the very ground beneath her trembled in anticipation of the monster's wrath. Suddenly, a deafening roar shattered the silence, sending a wave of terror through Yuki's body. She froze, her breath catching in her throat, as she gazed up into the sky. There, silhouetted against the moonlit clouds, stood Godzilla, his dorsal fins glowing with an eerie luminescence. His eyes burning with an infernal light, fixed upon Yuki, piercing her very soul with their malevolent gaze. Yuki's heart pounded in her chest, her fear reaching a fever pitch. She turned to flee, but her legs fell like lead, refusing to obey her panicked commands. Godzilla's roar echoed through the city once more, closer this time, as if he were closing in on his helpless prey. Yuki screamed, her voice lost in the vast emptiness of the ruined city. Just as Godzilla was about to unleash his devastating fury upon the terrified young woman, a brilliant flash of light erupted from the heavens. A colossal beam of energy, shimmering with an otherworldly power, struck Godzilla with an unimaginable force. The monster roared in agony, his body momentarily stunned by the unexpected attack. Yuki, her eyes wide with disbelief, watched as Godzilla staggered back, his dominance momentarily shaken. From the depth of the city, a figure emerged, bathed in the radiant glow of the beam of light. It was Mothra, the guardian of the forest, her wings shimmering with an iridescent light that rivaled the stars. Mothra's arrival had brought a glimmer of hope to the desolate city, a sign that even in the face of such overwhelming power, there was still a force that could challenge Godzilla's reign of terror. The battle that ensued was a clash of titans, a spectacle of unimaginable power and destruction. Mothra, with her agility and aerial prowess, darted around Godzilla, dodging his monstrous attacks and unleashing her own devastating beams of energy. Godzilla, though weakened by Mothra's initial assault, was still a formidable opponent. His atomic breath, a searing ray of radioactive energy, tore through the cityscape, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The battle raged for hours, the city serving as their battleground, its ruins echoing with the deafening clash of their titanic forms. The fate of the city, and perhaps even the world, hung in the balance as Mothra and Godzilla fought to the bitter end. In the end, it was Mothra's unwavering determination and unwavering spirit that proved to be the deciding factor. With a final, desperate surge of energy, she unleashed a blinding beam of light that engulfed Godzilla, forcing him to retreat into the depth of the ocean. The city, battered and scarred, was left to heal from the wounds of the battle. The few remaining inhabitants, filled with a renewed sense of hope, emerged from their shelters, their eyes fixed up in the sky where Mothra soared, her presence a symbol of resilience and the enduring power of hope. As Mothra vanished into the clouds, the city was left to confront its path, to rebuild and reclaim its lost glory. But the memory of Godzilla, the king of the monsters, would forever be etched in their minds, a reminder of the darkness that had threatened to consume them, and the light that had emerged to save them from the brink of despair. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed this scary story, please subscribe my channel, like the video, and write your comments. And if you do these things, I promise to make more interesting stories for you, dear ones.